Welcome back to the second video of Environmental Labeling and Declaration, where we will touch on the subject of ecolabel. The topics that will be covered in this video are the definition and criteria of ecolabel, the benefits of ecolabel, global eco-labeling networking, evolution of eco-labeling in Malaysia, and last but not least, SIRIM Eco-Labelling and Certification. Now, let's start with the definition of ecolabel. Ecolabel are also known or referred as green label, where it contains several criteria which require an extensive information on the life cycle of a product and its impacts to the environment. Ecolabel is affixed to the products that pass eco-friendly criteria laid down by the government, association, or standard certification bodies. Products that were awarded an ecolabel have been assessed and verified by an independent third body, and they are guaranteed to meet certain environmental performance requirements. Ecolabels are usually funded and backed by the national government but are administered by an independent body. Following the definition of ecolabel, let's find out its criteria. The first criteria are it focuses in one stage of product's life cycle, which is the use or disposal stage and a particular environmental aspect. The next one is the criteria will differ in terms of scope and stringency based on products, as different products have different life cycle. The third criteria are increasing trend, where it reflects more holistic multi-criteria and life cycle approach or assessment. The fourth one is it must follow the sequence of procedures on the standard and criteria setting, testing, monitoring, and certifying. While the last one is, ecolabel is totally voluntary, but sometimes it may be administered by government agency. Now, considering what we have known about environmental labeling and ecolabel, it is safe to say that ecolabel is a good approach in protecting the environment. It has many benefits, and some of them are it allows consumers to make an environmentally friendly choice without being an environmental expert, as ecolabels provide complex information in a very straightforward way about the impacts of the product towards the environment and health. Ecolabel also favor the encounter of demand and supply of green products and services. Besides that, it can increase products' marketability, where it offers a good marketing opportunity to products that stand out from the other because of their green performance, as well as helps in boosting the product's acceptance in the international green market. Furthermore, it shows the support for innovation and encourages the diffusion of green products on the market. And more importantly, it indicates the initiative of preserving and protecting the environment. Moving forward, we will be focusing on Global Eco-Labeling Network (GEN). GEN is a non-profit association of third-party environmental performance recognition, certification, and labeling organizations founded in 1994 to improve, promote, and develop the eco-labeling of products and services. Only environmentally friendly products and services proven to have lower environmental impact may carry a GEN member ecolabel. There are some countries that have become a member under GEN and their ecolabels. They are Germany, China, Korea, Philippines, India, Hong Kong, European Union, North America, Canada, North America, United States of America, Brazil, Ukraine, Thailand, Singapore, Japan, and last but not least, Malaysia. Come on and let's learn more about the evolution of eco-labeling in Malaysia. Eco-labeling in Malaysia has started since 1992 with the formation of National Advisory Committee on Eco-Labeling under the National Standard Infrastructure managed by SIRIM. And in 1994, the ISO from the Technical Committee on Environmental Management ISO TC 207. This was the moment when the National Advisory Standard Committee on Eco-Labeling was changed to Industry Standard Committee on Environmental Standard. 2 years later, in 1996, SIRIM QAS International launched the Environmental Management System Certification Scheme. In year 1999, it was then that the Industry Standard Committee on Environmental Standards assumed the role of the National Mineral Committee TC207 and was renamed ISCZ on environmental management. Moving forward to 2001, SIRIM has started research in life cycle assessment (LCA), and by the year 2004, SIRIM has established SIRIM Eco-Label. Fast forward to 2010, that was the year where SIRIM applied to join GEN, and by 2011, SIRIM Eco-Label has been upgraded to National Eco-Labelling Scheme. Since SIRIM QAS is responsible in giving the Ecolabel certificate to a product or services, there are several processes that must be followed. Before that, the prerequisite requirements must be complied, which are compliance to product standard, authorities, requirements, and EQA 1974. Now, the processes to obtain the certificate start with applications, then moving on to the documentation audit and sampling, testing the product or services, waiting for approval. Then, when the application is approved, surveillance is required, and lastly, the renewal. Let's move on to SIRIM Eco-Labelling criteria documents. There is a total of 31 documents based on its categories, but in this video, only 10 documents will be stated as example. There are package container, not specific paper, paper products or inks, personal care products, food and plants, construction or building, home appliance, home care products, lights, office supplies, not paper specific, and others which are not stated. Now, let's look at SIRIM Eco-Labelling Certification Activity Flowchart. This will make you better understand on the process of acquiring the Ecolabel certificates. To apply for SIRIM Eco-Label, the application must comply with all relevant authorities' requirements as stated in this flowchart. The first step is identifying relevant product for claims. This is where the organization identifies the product and review against the Ecolabel product criteria. The second step is sending the product for testing at accredited lab. This is an important step as accreditation is important in providing confidence in the credibility and competency of SIRIM QAS as a provider of certification, inspection, and testing services. The next step is feasibility study on product against product standard conducted by the organization against the SIRIM Eco-Labelling criteria. The fourth step is submitting the application to SIRIM QAS International. This is the step where request, sign, and written of application form take place, as well as the payment for the application fee. The application form must include the information of the company and details about the method of production. Moving to the fifth step, where SIRIM QAS International will determine the feasibility and the submission and sign the agreement. The sixth step is product evaluation, where a SIRIM QAS will verify the manufacturer application by reviewing the test result from accredited lab and conducting an on-site inspection to verify the information. The next step is report preparation, which consists of product evaluation report or test report. The eighth step is submission and approval, and the last step is the surveillance. This is where the inspection will be conducted one time every 2 years. During this inspection, product and quality system re-evaluation as required in the certification report will be carried out. In maintaining the certificate given, two types of surveillance will be conducted. There are market surveillance and factory surveillance. Market surveillance will be conducted by purchasing samples from the market and testing it to check for compliance while monitoring the compliancy with the set criteria. Whereas, factory surveillance is conducted once in 2 years by having a product audit where sampling for retesting or verification will be done and monitoring the compliancy with the set criteria. After the surveillance is done, the organization will determine whether the product comply or not comply with the set criteria. If comply, then the certificate can be renewed, but if not, the certificate will be either suspended or revoked. This is the example of Ecolabel mark and license certified by SIRIM QAS. It includes the certificate number of the product, environmental claim, and SIRIM criteria. Now that we all have gained a little bit of knowledge about Malaysia's Ecolabel, United Nations Office for Product Services 2009 stated that the process of certification is rather standardized in every country. In some cases, the eco-labeling organization performs inspections, tests, or audits to verify compliance, but some other times the applicant declaration is accepted without further controls. If the product is deemed compliant with the scheme's criteria, the product is awarded the eco-label. The process is differences among schemes are more or less the standard procedure for the award of an eco-label. Thus, we can say that the steps required to be certified for eco-label is almost similar in every countries of GEN member. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening, and let's see each other again in the next video. But before that, as always, let's recap what we have learned today by answering the quizzes. The first is, this eco logo represents which country? A. Philippines, B. Singapore, C. USA. The answer is C. USA. The SIRIM Eco-004 2014 in the picture represent the certificate number. True or false? The answer is false. The third one is, which one is the right ecolable logo of SIRIM? A, B, or C? The answer is B. That's it for this video. See you next time. Thank you for enjoying this video.